Hey guys, thank you so much for joining me for another exciting episode of Breaking Bitcoin Market Update. Of course, I am your host, Justin Wise, lead analyst and senior mentor at Kraken Cryptocurrency. Hopefully you're doing absolutely fantastic on this somewhat not fair weather day. All right, guys, today, of course, is May 29th, 2019, foul year of our Lord. Hopefully you guys made it through yesterday. I wasn't here yesterday. Apologies for that. Hopefully you guys did well. I've given you all the tools and strategies, tips and tricks as I try to do every single day on this channel with this show that I can possibly fit into 2 hours with a microphone and a webcam and OBS. So anyways, not a lot to talk about this morning except for shorts getting faked out. A lot of people trying to take the plunge to the downside. I saw all the DMs this morning coming in. I saw all the Twitter posts this morning coming in. Bitcoin's crashing. Bitcoin's going to 5,000. Of course, right now at this particular moment in time, this is the best absolute time to short. Liquidated. Oh, man. Times like these, guys. Times like these. This is why we don't predict the market and why we do not trade against the dominant trend. What did today represent? What did today represent? Represented a great opportunity to get a low bid in. Didn't pull down to the daily baseline. We'll go through that when we do get to the charts. But before we do that, let me give a shout out to all the people coming in this morning, guys. Thank you so much. Let me just scroll up here a little bit. Scott, good to see you, brother. It's hard. Let's see here. Who else? Turd Ferguson, Kyle Kangas. Ate too much candy last night. Dubitat Ebrius, sorry, my bad. Mr. Dopamine, Crypto Kitty, good to see ya. Ricky Thompson. Blockchain Gains, Web Dev Newbie, Stephen Hyatt, Mike Weston, too, coming over on the Twitch. Says, can't believe I got through the day yesterday without you. It's like a day without water. I feel you, man. And before we go any further, let me give a shout out to the people that I didn't catch while I was live on stream. So over on YouTube, Dro Truck, Kit Vonavasi, Martin Pesic, and Anatoly Kamenov. I'm lucky I got through those without a mispronunciation. Thank you so much for the subscriptions on YouTube, and Crypto Simmons and Rattlehead04. Thank you so much for the follows on Twitch, guys. All right, 2 phones unlimited. All right, guys, let's get over to the charts, man. Let's get over to the charts. I don't have a whole lot of news to talk about today. I spent my morning working on the next module for Pathways to Profit. There's a lot more that I'm going to be adding to Module 2 that is already currently live. So the main course, the reference material, and the quiz is already live. So I'm going to add stuff to that as far as back testing goes. So that's what I'm going to be working on. I made a spreadsheet this morning to help an individual track the progress that we're going to be doing through Pathways to Profit. So that's going to be going live when that's all done. I'll finish editing the video today or tomorrow and then have that up as well as the reference material for that new addition to Module 2 as well. Started working on Module 3. For those of you who don't know, I did publish Minx as well as the educational video to go along with it. So that is live. All the premium subscribers do currently have access to Minx as well as the educational video that goes along with it that teaches how to use it. And I'm really, really happy that I finally got that out. Most people have actually switched over to that as their primary indicator. from the reviews that I've gotten, from what people are saying. And as I said, I'm going to be switching to using Minx as my primary indicator at the end of the month. So once June rolls around and pokes its head around the corner, here in just a couple of days, we will be utilizing Minx not only in my daily scan and for my personal trading, but also on the air for this stream. We're going to be utilizing Minx and not time transformation. Time transformation is going to be rewritten to become Defiance. Now, time transformation will remain what it is now. I'm not going to take that down because a lot of people, a lot of guys in the groups are using that to scalp on lower time frames or to trade reversals within the trend, which for that, it's a fantastic indicator for that, as well as its ability to spot divergence, which is not a natural part of PTP. But again, there are strategies that comport with time transformation as laid out in the educational video and content that goes with it. Defiance is going to be rewritten to actually comport with the way that PTP is moving forward to make it easier, just as Minx is. So you get clear indications of when to do things. Over on DLive, Adam Collector, thank you so much for the follow over there on DLive, as well as you, sir, Powerful Patty. All right, guys. So with that being said, really looking forward to the stuff coming out over the day. And thank you so much. By the way, just want to give a big shout out to the analysts and other team members of Kraken Cryptocurrency. Thank you so much for picking up the slack yesterday as I was unavailable. All right, so let's get into the charts, guys. All right, doing good. Here we are on the live scene. Let's go check out what Bitcoin's been doing since the last time we talked about it. So the last time we talked about it was on May 26, 2019. This candle right here that I do have my cursor on right now. Now let's just rewind back in time just a few days and take a look at where time transformation initially told us to go long. That would have been on the 23rd of May. We missed that by 1 day. We actually took the trade on the 24th. I said that right on the live stream, the 24th. Took the trade on this day. This was a 1 candle bar rule for the continuation trade that time transformation gave us. Again, time transformation being a hybrid indicator and that it is both a line cross and a centered oscillator. So difficult to find indicators like that. MACD is one. MACD doesn't typically work that well because it's just a little too slow. And trust me, I have tried to make MACD work really, really well, and it does work well. Listen, if you don't have access to something like time transformation, you don't have access to Minx, you don't have access to other better indicators, and you're not really sure on how to backtest your indicators yet, which we're going to go over, which we're going over in Pathways to Profit, and which eventually we will go over on this stream, not in as much detail, but we will go over. Jed, Izat, and King Cast, thank you so much for the subscriptions on YouTube. Welcome to the community. But get yourself a MACD. MACD is going to be the only regular indicator that I don't regularly what's the word the kids use nowadays? Dog on. And that's because it's actually pretty good. It's actually a pretty good indicator. If there was, you guys know that I do not like RSI or stochastic RSI. That's just as far insofar as indicators go. However, you guys also know how I feel about Bollinger Bands and Fibonacci and trend lines and things of that nature. So you guys know that we do things with indicators around here. And the MACD, again, as a hybrid indicator, can give good signals. I recommend using it as a centered oscillator and not as a line cross oscillator for the validity of signals that I've backtested. However, compared to something like the RSI, it's not gonna. It does much, much better. Now there are better ones out there. For example, CCI, Fisher Transform. These are much better indicators. MFI, if you use MFI correctly, is actually a really good indicator. Most people do not use MFI or RSI or any of these other things correctly. They use them to trade reversals against the trend. We don't do that around here. You guys know that. Adam Collector, thank you so much for the lemon, brother. Highly appreciated. Ed McCracken, good morning to you as well, sir. So anyways, we were a day late and $1 short on the initial entry on XBTUSD to the long side, but we did take it on the 24th on the close of that candle right here, and boom. Now, my trailing stop loss actually got hit on this movement to the downside. Now, generally, I would not have had a trailing stop loss yet. I would not normally have put a trailing stop loss on at this point in time. Why? Because we hadn't reached take profit 2. We had already reached take profit 1, so I'd already taken 50% of my profit off of the table. And generally, that is when we move our stop loss to break even. That's not generally. That is always when we move our stop loss to break even. However, in this particular situation, I knew that I was going to be away yesterday. And whenever I'm away, I reduce my risk. So I set trailing stops or I move my stop losses up just to make sure. Now, again, you guys know that I don't really care what happens between one bar close and the next bar close. It's all noise. It's all noise. Now, there is a lot of money to be made intraday trading, of course, but that's not how we do things around here. Because I like to own my trading and spend time with my family and still be able to trade professionally, and it is doable with the right strategy. Young Johnny 3 fam, thank you so much for the follow on Twitch, my good friend. All right. So trailing stop loss actually got hit. So I am personally out of this trade. I believe most of the members are not going to be out of this trade if they didn't set a trailing stop. Then they wouldn't have set a trailing stop because price came nowhere near their entry level, because our entry level was actually it was 80. Let's see, where are we at here? 80.79. Mine was actually 79.97. 79.97 on this little pullback was actually where I got in, because upon the bar close, actually price started pulling back on that day. So anyways, that was my average entry on ByBit, was 79.97 on that long trade. Set that trailing stop once we hit take profit 1, and price moved up a little bit more, and then on that push down hit my trailing stop. So I'm out of the XBT USD long. I don't have any active XBT position at this point in time, except for holding Bitcoin, right? So 1x long. When price is above the daily baseline, we are always 1x long, never short. So nothing to do now except for myself have to wait for a signal or go down to a lower time frame and wait for a signal to generate. Now, on the daily, what do we see? Price is printing our first purple dot of death. Nothing to trade off of so far as PTP goes, but just telling you that we are entering the overbought level. Something that is interesting to note about time transformation is when we typically reach 1.9 to 2 on the time transformation scale, often price will continue to accelerate and take us to at least 2.5, sometimes 3, sometimes beyond. But you generally get that acceleration because it is very rare that we reach the overbought level and then just revert. As you can see here, when we reach the overbought level, we typically accelerate all the way up to 2.5, sometimes even much further. As you can see here, we get up to about 4.25, 4.27 on this one. Here we make it up to 2.61, and over here we're going to make it up to 3.61. On average, the mean I found is about 2.5 to 3. So you could average that out to 2.75. So I do get excited when price does reach the overbought level, because generally we do get an accelerant push higher, statistically. So that's kind of what I'm looking for. That's where my bias would be right now. Obviously, still biased to the long side. I don't look at this as an opportunity to get out of a position. Could I be wrong, and could the market drop down another $400, $500, $600? Absolutely, could absolutely happen. And if and when the signal generates to go short, I will do so. But right now, I have no such signal, not on the daily time frame. And because I don't have the short signal on the daily time frame, I don't care what any lower time frame is doing, because I'm not an intraday trader. At least that is not what I do the show to teach individuals how to do. I do the show to teach individuals how to trade PTP, how to own their trading and own their lifestyle. So moving right along, let us look at a few other things here on the daily time frame. Now we're going to see how this looks on the daily close. We've got quite a while. We've got about 6 hours and 45 minutes until the daily candle closes, and we'll see if we have any new data around that point in time when I'm doing my evening scan and putting on my evening trades. Put on a lot of new positions last night. Let's see here. They're not going to be displayed because this only shows closed trades. But if you guys go to currentresults.krakencryptocurrency.com, you can see all the trades that we're putting on as a group. And as you can see, let's see, actually let me give this a refresh, because we updated the sheet. So I want to make sure that the newest data is on here. Okay, yes. So all the newest data is on here. We've got a few more days till we close out. And as you can see, week 4 is actually going to be not our best. Let's see here. Just scroll up. It's not our best week so far as P&L goes. Week 2 is still our benchmark for this month at 104.48 P&L on our trades. We had pretty much nothing but winners and small losers on that. But I want to show you guys what a realistic trade journal looks like. This is my trade journal. These are all my trades. These are all the trades that the group puts on. And as you can see, we take losses. But the important thing to note is when we take a loss relative to the capital that we put in, because we position size appropriately pursuant to where our stop loss is, our capital loss or ROI or loss of ROI on that investment is actually generally quite small relative to what a normal trader would put on with a very tight stop. That's just how we do things around here. So we allow our winners to run. So again, we have really good trades. So just as we said, I did the daily scan, 2 nights ago, and we put on our biggest winners. Obviously, out of that latest batch of trades that have just closed is going to be EOS. EOS was a really good one. Both M19 and both BTC, full risk on both those pairs. BTT USDT was a very good trade. Skycoin as well. I actually still have Skycoin. That is only 50% of the Skycoin position. So that is still one of my active trades. We put on quite a few active trades last night as well. IOTA to USDT was one. Let's see here. Sky we held open. HOT BTC. BCH, ABC, USDT, we are still holding open, and all of those things are looking quite nice today. A couple trades are just hovering around break even. I'd say about 3 of the, I want to say 8 positions that we put on last night. I can double check my log over here. So 16 active positions currently, 16 active positions and 63.52% for my current open trades. All right, so nothing to do as far as that. It's just a very, very good day to wake up and see the market quite green. If we go over and look at crypto bubbles, it's actually quite a nice day, and this is exactly what I like to see when I wake up and look at the market. So, and look at that BSV pump. Did any of you guys see that? Woo! All right. Too bad that I don't trade anything that's not on Binance. I would trade, even though I detest Craig Wright and Calvin Ayre and all those other frauds and shams and scamsters and POSs. I don't have anything negative to say about the trade, right? Nothing negative to say about the trade. Of course, we are coin agnostic insofar as our trading goes, so we will trade anything that has that is on the exchanges that we trade. And of course, we only trade on Binance, ByBit, BitMEX, and Deribit. Those are the only exchanges that we trade on. If you came to this channel to find out what hot, I don't know what kids are trading on nowadays, hit BTC coin to grab, then you have come to the wrong place. Turn back, pull up, pull up. No, stick around because you might actually learn how we do things around here and enjoy your stay. So let's go down to the lower time frames because we do have 3 of 3 on the daily time frame. So we can go down to lower time frames and see if we would have gotten an entry signal. 12-hour gave us a sell signal on the candle that actually pulled back to the 12-hour baseline, telling us to be out of any position. So were I biased, I would say, well, look, the 12-hour gave me an exit, so it's good that I exited my position. No, not really. It's not great. It's not the optimum level. But again, when you're living life and you're a professional trader, and you have other engagements that you do have to take care of, like my father, which is very important to me, then these things are going to happen. So I'm very happy. It was a good trade. I made quite a bit of profit on that XBT USD last long that we just took. Again, probably I can't even count how many times we've gone long in this current cycle. However, it doesn't really matter. That was a good trade, and I'll just wait patiently for my next entry. Meanwhile, I'll play the other coins that I'm invested into because I'm stacked pretty heavily in Binance. Very, very active on Binance right now, as I have been for the last month, actually. All right, so no signal on the 12-hour. Actually, the 12-hour turning bearish. Let's go to the 8-hour right now. The 8-hour is actually going to be generating a continuation signal on the close of this 8-hour bar. If we look at time transformation, not only are we going to be getting the continuation cross, it is, as Alex likes to refer to, a bottom above zero. A very good signal, a very nice, powerful signal to see. Do not need volume to confirm this trade and above the baseline. And we have not closed below the baseline since the last primary signal was generated on this candle right here on the 24th of May at 3 o'clock in the morning, my time. So as you can see, we do get our primary signal from time transformation right here. Price continues along, gives us a few more continuation signals as we actually get one right here. That most likely was a loss if you took that continuation trade. But maybe not. You're probably still holding on to that trade, and you have your continuation signal that is going to be generating here on the 8-hour chart as well. So close of the 8-hour time frame. If you want to trade the 8-hour time frame, remember 8 times 2, 32 hours. So you could be looking for that setup here at the close of the 8-hour time frame, which is in 6 hours and 39 minutes. However, keep in mind that's when the daily candle closes. So what is the purpose of looking at an 8-hour signal when you are looking for a daily signal? Now, are we going to get a daily signal? Probably not, because we're not. The next signal that we could possibly get is going to be a cross under, which is going to be an early exit trade for time transformation. So there's really nothing that we're going to be able to do except look for those lower time frame entries. Just something I want you guys to keep in mind. Going down to the 6-hour time frame, same thing. We are going to be generating a bottom above zero and a continuation cross here on the close of the 6-hour, which will get you in about 38 minutes and 50 seconds, signaling along on the 6-hour time frame. Looking at targets, let's actually bring up Quadriga. Okay. Bringing up Quadriga, I see that we have targets of 89.27 91.54, 93.82, and managing risk at 83.58. So make sure to position size appropriately and do your own research before taking any trade or entering into any position. Do not take my word for it, because if you do not understand PTP and you have not gone through the course, then you likely do not understand everything that goes into this trade or setup. Going down to the 4-hour time frame, we are actually going to be waiting for a primary signal on the 4-hour chart. So volume is not confirming any trade yet at this point in time. Let us look at regular volume. And regular volume is also not going to be confirming a trade. Actually, it would be. Look at what volume has done relatively on the last 3 4-hour closes, and the volume has been good for a trade if you're using volume as your volume indicator. So WADA ATAR not necessarily signaling the trade. That is our momentum volume indicator. So looking at the volume as measured by momentum, which is possible, and that's exactly how WADA calculates volume. Again, I had to touch on that in our last VIP voice session and kind of clear that up. Without volume, you're not generally going to get momentum, and if there's momentum without volume, it's generally a bad signal in the first place. So understanding how volume and momentum interplay together, because you need volume to generate a strong trend. You need volume to generate a movement in the market that's going to have lasting results. If you get a movement with high momentum but little volume, that movement is bullshit unless you happen to catch the pump, right? That is the definition of a pump and dump, is a large momentum movement with little volume. All right, so waiting for a primary signal on the 4-hour. I do not think we're going to get one right now. We are closing above the 4-hour baseline, and we just need to see more closing, because right now we're not allowed to take the signal. The 4-hour is going to close in 2 hours and 36 minutes. So by the time the stream ends, I would be watching the 4-hour closely. 3-hour, do we have a signal? We do have a signal on the 3-hour if we are using volume. Now we need to wait, because right now actually just using volume, we're not closing above, and WADA is actually not confirming this trade. So this is not one that I would take. Again, if you are using volume to confirm, should this 3-hour candle close and give you the required volume, then this is a potential trade that you would take. But then there would be other aspects in your trading system beyond just the volume indicator, because WADA actually does double duty for our system. Going to the hourly. Hourly is coiling. I generally like to avoid coiling, so nothing to do right here. Looking at intraday trades. Let's actually go ahead and take our secondary baseline off for right now. We'll keep it that way for right now. Looking at the intraday trades, we would have gone long on this candle right here, exited here, potentially. Yep. So we would have got in here and exited here, and we didn't really get another entry unless you use the pincer reentry. So nothing really good here on the 30-minute chart. Assuming you did not exit here, you would have entered here and taken full profits here. But I'm sure on the 30-minute, you most likely hit your take profit 1 in this movement to the upside. So either way, you did get a reentry here, and you are still likely in this trade, or you've gotten out at break even here or here. So really nothing going on in the 30-minute chart. 15-minute chart. Let's see here. 15-minute chart gave you a entry signal here. You could have gotten in right here. You would have not gotten out of the trade. You would have rode this up and caught all of this latest movement to the upside. So instead of buying upon the reversal, you would have bought the confirmation that the reversal is actually moving into a strong trend. Volume confirmed. Time transformation gave you the signal. You were above the baseline, and everything was good to go. All right, so nothing to do here as well. What do we see? Actually, we're looking like we're going to cross under because we are pincing. So, all right, great. So overall, just waiting. I will be actually myself probably looking at that 8-hour time frame for a continuation signal as well. I'm not going to take this 6-hour trade, I do believe, because I just am comfortable with where I'm looking at, and I want to wait for the daily to give me a strong signal. But this is normally a time when I would be doing something on the 6 or the 8 hours. So because I'm not going to take this 6-hour trade, I'm going to wait for the 8-hour trade myself personally and see if I get the confirmation when the daily candle closes this evening. So I'll keep you guys updated on that. All right, let's get over to Ethereum. Getting on over to Ethereum on Coinbase, as we do. Let's go to... Ethereum on the daily time frame gave us the continuation signal on this candle right here, and we would still be in this trade. This is not one that I took personally. That was the 25th. That was the 25th. So that was the day that I was away from the computer at that point in time. So anyways, but this has been a good signal. You are still holding on to this trade. You would have gotten in right around 268.37, give or take, potentially even catching a little bit of this pullback, depending on when you actually entered upon the daily candle close, or if you entered prior to the daily candle close. Regardless, I digress. And this is good. You're in good profits right now. Not too much profit. I mean, honestly, you're hovering right around break even. What are you up about? Almost 2%. So things are good. Let's see if you would have hit. I doubt it. I mean, I highly doubt it. No, you would not have hit any profit targets yet. So you would still be in an Ethereum long. No signal from the daily because we do have 3 of 3. We can go down to lower time frames and look for a fresh signal. 12 hours is actually going to be generating a continuation cross on the close of this candle. We just got a sell signal after our initial entry into the trade here. Yep, so we would have gotten in here at 1900 and taken profits here. That was a good trade. And we are going to get a continuation signal right here on the 12-hour time frame when this 12-hour candle closes. So again, waiting for that daily candle close. All right. Going down to the 8-hour. 8 hours also going to be confirming a continuation trade as well. So both the 8 and the 12 on Ethereum are going to be giving us continuation longs. 6 hour as well is going to be calling a continuation long. No, it's not. No, it is not. We're not allowed to take this trade. We closed below the baseline right here. We are not allowed to take that trade. 4 hour generated a primary signal right here. Nope, it did not. Sorry, no volume. Now, you could have taken it if you were using the volume indicator and not WADA. But as you can see, WADA did not confirm this trade. So if you are using volume, again, there is going to be another piece to your system that is not included here because I'm using WADA. So nothing to do on this chart. But assuming that you did, you would have gotten an average entry on the 4-hour chart at 272.20. So you'd be right at break even right now. Nothing has happened. Your trade hasn't moved. 3-hour also generated. Nope. 3-hour did not generate a primary signal. Yes, it did. 3-hour did generate a primary signal right here. And using volume, but again, not WADA. So WADA pretty much keeping you out of this moment in the market right now on the lower time frames. And going to the 30 has you out of the trade. The 30 had you into the trade right here. Again, same with Bitcoin. Would have gotten you out right there. Let's go down to the 15 and see if that also played out similarly. 1, 2, 3. So you would have taken this trade at 1/3 risk. And yeah, that would have been a good trade. 15-minute chart would have gotten you in at 265.66, and you would have caught the majority of this run up after the dip. So doing pretty well. Doing yeoman's work across all time frames. Okay, so there's the big boys. Quick summary: the TLDR, nothing to do on the daily time frames for either, except for hold your Ethereum long open. 12-hour, 8-hour, and 6-hour are going to be generating signals upon the daily candle close here in about 6.5 hours. And on Bitcoin, the 6-hour is going to be closing here in about 30 minutes, which is giving you a signal to take a continuation long. And the 8-hour is going to be giving you a signal to go long at the close of the daily candle, assuming nothing changes as we see it right now. Again, a lot can change between here and there. So again, guys, do your own research. Don't take my word for it. Make sure you back test and trade safely. All right, that's all I got from that. Let's get over into the charts. Turn Quadrigo off for just a moment. And we will turn our eyes to the chat. Okay. All right. Let's scroll up here in the chat just a little bit. CBN5 says, don't forget, WADA Atar utilizes the Bollinger Bands. It does, and it utilizes the Bollinger Bands in a unique fashion that most people will not use Bollinger Bands for. So I'm totally fine with indicators that in general. So here's the reason that I don't like RSI, Bollinger Bands, Fibonacci, etc. It's not that the tools can't be useful. In fact, I find uses for those tools in my own trading structure, not the structure that I trade right now, but previously at different points, different implementations of my current system. But what I do is I take indicators that most people use a certain way, and I use them a very radically different way. So most people use RSI, stochastic, and Bollinger Bands to trade reversals. I don't. I trade them for trends, and that's exactly how WADA uses Bollinger Bands. So a really fantastic use of repurposing an indicator that most people use a certain way, and then using it in a better way. Valera says, didn't receive your live session reminder yesterday. Kind of started panicking. Thanks for being here for us. Thank you, man. I appreciate that, brother. Jet Izat says, just watched your Wada Atar explanation video. It was great. Now I'm using your version on TradingView. Currently working on my own algorithm. Would appreciate an opinion on it if you could, when you're free. Yeah, man, shoot me a DM in the Discord. I cannot guarantee how long it will take me to respond. I typically wake up to about 50 or 60 of those a day, and I do my absolute best to get through those, as well as the emails. It's actually taking up as we continue to grow with the show, answering emails, answering DMs continues to take up more and more and more of my day. And sometimes can take a little bit of a ding on content creation, which I don't really allow it to do. So, but thank you, man. Yeah, I'd be glad to take a look. Just shoot me a DM and I will do it as well as I can. Michelle Anders says, I'm in this. What's going on? Neo Gaming says, filled up my Nash bag. I think Encash bag. Thank you, Midwest Attempts. I appreciate that, man. So I'm not going to read back on what you guys were talking about there with the other YouTuber crypto channel. Again, I have really nothing but respect for anybody out there. Well, it depends on who they are. But that individual, I have nothing negative to say about him whatsoever. But thank you. Those words are very kind. Those words are very kind. Thank you. Jed says, just putting it out there, but watch for an impulse up to 10,000. I personally think it's coming very soon. Nothing would make me happier. A Neo Gaming says, I honestly think today onwards is not a good idea to short Bitcoin. I'm just going to add to the dips. Right on, brother. Escort coin? I think that's illegal except for Nevada. Nevada, sorry. We have a town here in my state that's called Nevada. And so I've always grown up mispronouncing them. Austin, Texas is fantastic, guys. Keep Austin weird. Let's check Midwest Attempts. Let me actually pull open. Midwest Attempts. I am still actively right now in USDT IOTA. I'm up 15.25% from my entry. My entry was 0.4781 and price is currently trading at 0.551. My trailing stop loss is at 0.488, which I'm actually going to adjust right now. So I'm going to set my trailing stop loss to take profit 2, 5521. Oh, sorry. I'm going to have to, that's actually a little bit higher than prices right now. So I'm going to set it at take profit 1, 5142. Save changes. Thank you, 3 commas. There we go. Yep. So my TSL is now at 0.514. Price did not hit 0.59 on USDT IOTA. Or if it did, my limit entry did not get. Go check it out. Either way, made money on it. Can't lose money on it. And that's how we do things around here. Yeah, we didn't hit 0.59, brother. That's take profit 3 is 0.59. So yeah, okay, sorry, I should have 2 eyes and 1 mouth. I should look twice as much as I talk. Yes, I did let it run after hitting take profit 2 because I had a third take profit. Young Johnny 3 fam asks, what do I think about Verity? Just pumped 60 to 70% on Coin Exchange. Been in it for a few days. Should I take profits or let it ride? Yeah, if you're in something that's gone up well, first off, I don't trade on anything that's not Binance, so, well, here, let's go look. Um, I don't know what the ticker symbol is. IR. Yeah, I'm not seeing it. Yeah, I don't see it. But it's not on Coin Paprika. But my point is, yeah, if you're in some like obscure altcoin that has pumped up 60 to 70%, you definitely need to take some profit, man. Again, scale out of your position. You don't just shoot it all out at once. That's weird, man. Nobody likes that. Nobody likes it when you just, done. Take 50%. Move your stop loss to break even. That's how we do things. Can I look at the 12-hour for ZERP Bitcoin? Let's look at her, baby. For Midwest attempts. Gotcha, brother. Hold on a second. I want to make an adjustment to the stream because this is what I do in my own personal trading. And for some reason, it's just not like this on the stream. There we go. 0. Nice. Thicken that baby up. There we go. Yeah, so here's going to be an answer to your question, Midwest. And I've gotten this question before, like, okay, if it's just like touching the zero line, can we take the trade? Here's your answer. Pull up in your data window and go down to time transformation, and you can literally see what the value of the Fisher is, which is going to be your first time transformation level. And it is at negative 0.046. So no, it is not above the zero line. It is below it. So we can't take this trade. Not allowed to take this trade. Now, this 12-hour candle is going to close tonight, so same time that the daily candle is going to close. So if this value is a positive number, then we can take it. Right now, we cannot. Ricky says, do you feel it's crossing under because the volume is slowing down? I'm not exactly sure what that's in reference to. If it's to time transformation, then time transformation is a momentum indicator. So it is going to turn down when price is turning down. ZERP, 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 ZERP. All right, there's about 9 requests in a row for ZERP. So we'll take a. Oh, this is the 24-hour chart, 12-hour chart. My apologies. Midwest attempts. Let's take a gander here, brother. So on this candle, nope, above on this candle right here, and we could have taken ZERP on this candle close right here. So we would have gotten in at 50.68, and we'd be in profit right now. So what are some? That's a trade. That is a trade all day long. So let's see here. Looking at 53.58. Oh, no, sorry. That's going to go current data. So let's 52.99, 55.30, 57.60. And hit 52.99. No, I missed it by about 22 sats. That 52.99. But fingers crossed. Little double bottom action on ZERP right here. High or low. Do I think there is a relationship between regular stock market volatility and crypto volatility or price changes? Jay Fizzle asks. Yes, I do think there is a relation. As far as the VIX goes, absolutely. As far as general market direction, generally. But it's nothing that you can trade off of. The reason why is because, just a second, Juper Bronk, thank you so much for the subscription. Thank you so much for the follow over there on DLive. Highly appreciated. So the reason why is because if we look at what cryptocurrency is doing right now, it's performing quite nicely. If we look at what the stock market's doing right now, again, let's go over and look at. I looked at these last night. I was talking to an options trader, and let's go take a look at what PTP does. We're looking at the SPY right now. So here's the SPX on a Wanda. We'll go to the daily time frame, and we would have taken a short on this candle right here. So May 6th, we would have taken a short on May 6th. We would have taken profits right here had we not taken profits on this movement to the downside, which I'm sure we would have. And we would be reshorting right here on this candle close, and we'd be up quite handsomely for the SPY. So as we can see, looking quite bearish. None of this really matters. Anything that happened before or anything that might happen in the future doesn't really matter. The only thing that matters is what is price doing right now and what is our system telling us to do. That is the most profitable way to look at these things. Anything else is just talking. I think price will do this. Sentiment is like this. Things are like this. I traded like that for a long time, but you don't need to look at any of that. All you need to look at is price and some indicators, the right indicator. And it's not just the indicators. It's the entire structure and system and algorithm of how they all fit together to generate good results, right? Everything has to communicate with one another. That is the secret sauce. That is pathways to profit. And then on top of that, proper discipline, proper psychology, proper money management. I mean, that is the bulk of what we focus on, is how to design your system. And that's going to be invaluable for everybody that's doing the course. But above and beyond that, it's how to think and how to actually execute, and then how to manage your money, which is the most important thing. If you have a terrific entry and exit system, but your money management is terrible, you're going to lose money. Chongers, thanks so much for the subscription on YouTube, my good friend. Good to meet you. So the SPY, we're short on the SPY. The NQ, short on the NQ. Look where we would have gone short, right here on the 6th of May. 6th of May, right? Boom. We would have taken profit and reshorted right here on the 21st of May. Short on the NQ. The Dow, short too. We would have taken that short on this candle, actually taken a loss, right here. So we got faked out by the Dow. But then we get to get back in on this candle right here. We do get to get back in here, and then we catch this, and then we get to re-enter here. This is where we get to re-enter, and we catch all this. In fact, even caught that big gap down today on the Dow. So as we can see, traditional markets are looking quite bearish and have looked quite bearish for the last 2 weeks. And cryptocurrency has been quite bullish over the last 2 weeks. However, if we look at, in general, the correlation between cryptocurrency and the stock market, typically you're going to see a positive correlation. So when the stock market's doing quite well, cryptocurrency is doing well as well. When you're seeing a correction, typically cryptocurrency is correcting as well. So I don't think that there is a very tradable aspect to that, because again, sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't, and that's just not good enough for me. It has to work almost all the time, or I'm not going to trade it. However, as far as VIX and volatility goes, I absolutely think there is something to that. Does it really play a huge part into what I do? No, absolutely not. It's just another derivative factor that we don't really look at in PTP. But if you are going to be intraday trading and looking at the VIX to determine your risk and what markets you're going to be trading, depending on what level the VIX is at, comparative to what the volatility level for Bitcoin is. So if you're looking at BVol 24 hour, for example, I definitely think there's correlation there that is going to be tradable for an intraday trader. William Cast says, hello again. I'm looking to get in on XRP on the move to 50 cents or ETH on the move to 300. What's the better buy today? Nothing. I would say Ethereum, because Ethereum is what has given us the last valid signal, but we don't have any signal to buy anything today, sir. Both Bitcoin and Ethereum are bullish. And if we're looking at ZERP USD, let's look at ZERP dollar over there on the old Finexi. Yeah, they're all bullish. They are all bullish. Why? Because they are above the daily baseline. And ZERP USD would have gone long on this day right here, the 26th of May, 2000. Let's see here. EOS USD. Yep, still 1x long on my EOS holdings on ByBit. Still 1x long on my ZERP holdings on ByBit. Still 1x long on my Ethereum holdings on ByBit. Just... All right. Anyways. Give me one sec, guys. I'll be right back. All right. Thank you for your patience. All right, guys. So, yeah, as far as our ByBit accounts, 1x long EOS, 1x long ZERP, 1x long Ethereum, and 1x long XBT. If you are not in an active BTC, I'm sorry, if you're not in an active position. All right. Donnie Don says, I am reducing my trading capital compared to a few months back, jump back into accumulation with the HODL cap back on. Trading will be to generate returns for high risk, high return altcoins. That's a fine approach. I'm going to move in and out of Bitcoin. The whole moon mission, man. The whole moon mission. Live, love, or dice says, any thoughts on the last pump before the 15th of August? Insofar as what? I mean, go take a look. We would have been able to enter this trade on this candle, 23rd of August, and I am sure that is a winner in some capacity. Price runs up 10%, and we're here. And worst case scenario, we would exit on this candle at break even. So pretty much right from our entry, had to have taken some profit on the way up and out at break even. Worst case scenario. Matic USD, let's take a look. Da Vinci, hey, thank you so much for the 40, brother. Good morning to you. Can I check ICX? Of course I can. Matic USD. Here we go. Let me look at Matic here real quick, brother. And Adam Peabody, thank you so much for the subscription on YouTube. All right, let's see here. Matic USDT. Nothing to do here. Actually, would be calling for a short. Time transformation is calling for a short, but we're above the baseline, so we're not allowed to take it. So nothing to do, sir. Nothing to do, sir. Roy Malka, can I suggest a new sensitivity for the 15-minute chart? Insofar as time transformation, that's just something I have no idea. That's too open-ended of a question. I don't know how you're using time transformation or for what purposes you're using it for. PTP strategy, 7 or 10. In the educational video, again, if you have time transformation, then you're going to have access to the educational material in the educational videos where I go over how to set all that. Web Dev Nuvi, you might be close, sir. Oh, on the Wada Atar explosion. Nope. I have the settings where I like them. I recommend that you play around with it. If you can find better settings, then I recommend that you use those. It's just something that you're going to want to test with. If I am looking at lower time frames, I use the same settings. Will I hodl or sell at 10,000? Neither. I will do exactly what my system tells me to do, Patrick O'Connor. Carolina Zoo, good afternoon. Bitcoin SV and Bitcoin Cash showed pretty obvious pump action on Bitfinex. BTC sucks, go XRP. Suck it, Katie Smith. Vatam says, first time I ever heard Nevada. CryptoKitty says, the shorters have been keeping this uptrend going, trying to front run BTC on the short. Great advice. Get with the wink. Nice. Naruto Uzumaki says, I believe IOTA is going to run hard. IOTA's already running hard, bro. Richard says, now I am sure you cover this in PTP, but I was hoping you could give points. How do I deal with nerves if a trade I'm in and believe in all of a sudden tanks? Today I panicked and sold at a loss. So that's a very good question, and thank you for answering that, or asking that, because I get that a lot. There's a very, very easy way to do that, and that's to trade like I trade. So in the evening, at the correct time, where I teach people when to trade, go to your charts, do your scan, enter your trades, and don't look at the charts until tomorrow. It's that simple. That's that's all you have to do. And that is on average how I do the bulk of my trading. There are some positions that I'll do on lower time frames where I want to keep a more active eye on, but in general, the bulk of all my trades, I don't really care what happens between then and tomorrow, because I know that my system over time generates profitability. So the real answer to your question is backtesting. You need to know exactly how you're trading, and that's why building an if this then that strategy is so important. Because if you build an if this then that strategy and you know exactly under what market conditions you're going to take a trade, no arguing, no quibbling, no subjectivity, no looking at price this way or that way or kind of holding it upside down. Let me try the inverse chart and see if that gives me a signal. None of that. You just know exactly what has to happen for you to take a trade, and you're only going to take those trades, and you're only going to take them, and you know exactly how you're going to position size. And then once you've back tested that and see, whoa, damn, this thing really works really well. And then you test it now and you trade it for a while and you realize, wow, I'm making more money than I've ever made before. And wow, this is amazing. Then you're going to have the confidence to not really care about any one individual trade. Proper position sizing and proper risk management is going to help you out a whole lot too. Because if you're putting too much, if you're taking on too much risk for one individual trade that you're really worried about it and nerves are getting to you, you need to reduce your risk, man. There's a lot of things that go into that. Confidence, experience, having a good strategy, having a good system. But the best answer I'd say is starting right from the beginning, right? Starting right from the beginning. So many people where they're at with their trading, they didn't start right from the beginning. They didn't build a strong foundation. And they watched all these educational videos that told them how to do things without teaching them like the underlying methods, like when to trade, what time of day to trade, how to manage your money, how to manage your bankroll, risk management, psychology, all the stuff that you need prior to actually entering the market that is going to be helpful and conducive to you actually having a good go at this and being able to make this a career. And then so most traders currently are going to find themselves like in a middle ground where they have tools that they kind of work sometimes, but they're not working exactly how they want them to, and they're not getting the results that they want. And that's why they're so desperate just to find that like quick cement that's going to fix their trading strategy. When the real answer is no, dude, you need to step back and start from scratch, because you can't patch up your leaky ship. That's not going to work for you. You need to just jump off the ship and hop on the Kraken cryptocurrency yacht over here, where we built it from the ground up. Is generally the answer I would give. Do I think ZERP will reach 0.5? Sure, probably. It could. Live, Love, or Dice says, whenever people buy too short, price rises a little, correct? No, that's actually incorrect. So when people short, They are borrowing Bitcoin from somebody who already holds Bitcoin. Is the way that it works. So there is no. It actually moves price down. It actually moves price down. It's a sell. Sergio Mokanu says, Nano, check it out. Nothing to do, man. Nothing to do. Below the daily baseline, TT is below 0, no volume. Nope, nothing. Bflow says, when you calculate your closed trades list, do you calculate each take profit as a separate trade, or when it finally closes, you average each amount you closed at? So the way that it currently calculates, and actually, as I've said several times, I am working on a better spreadsheet that gives more data. So the way that it currently calculates is the distance from entry to take profit 3. Because how you're taking profit from the price where you entered at, where it was recommended to enter at, and the price that price and the level at which price ultimately went, which was a profit target that was recommended, how you're going to take those profits is up to you. So when we do our take profits, the way that it calculates is the distance from entry to the furthest take profit that it hit. If there are multiple take profits, I will take that whole thing if I have multiple entries in the spreadsheet, so I don't double enter, maybe is what you're asking. So for example, if price goes to take profit 1, I'll calculate that P&L. And then if price goes to take profit 2, I'll calculate that P&L and subtract the P&L from take profit 1 and post that. Because that is actually the amount of money that I made on that on the position size at that point in time. The additions that we're going to add to the spreadsheet is, what does that mean? What was the average sell? And what does that mean in relative terms of ROI, actual return on capital investment? So to be quite honest with you, it's just a lot of work for me to do in a spreadsheet right now, and I don't have it automated in a healthy, handy system. Obviously, that's what I do for my own trades, but I do that all pen and paper, and I'm willing to take the time with my spreadsheet, my personal spreadsheet. But you have to realize that I typically call, anywhere from like 5 to 10 trades a night. So, and I already have to update the signals channels, the open trades channels, the closed channels, the spreadsheet, and then 2 other back-end versions of the spreadsheet. So it's already a whole lot of work. So doing all the manual calculations, which is what I currently do now from my own spreadsheet, my personal spreadsheet that has my ROI, I'm willing to do that. But I'm working to actually get it all automated and get all the math right so that I can do that quite easily. Can I compare the trend from the last bull run to 20K and now? So I don't do any like angular stuff, but I would say it looks pretty similar. But our baseline went full on parabolic here. I mean, you can just look at the angle of that baseline right there. So it looks good, man. Doesn't matter. That's I feel like you're stepping into wishes and fishes territory. Is Nano in my like list? I don't have a like or dislike list. How long will I hold XRP if I add some? Until my system tells me to sell. Dribbler. Zerp. Ed McCracken. Anything for you, good sir. Link BTC. Does it have any gas left in the tank? Not right now. Volume's completely died off. We are trading below the baseline, and time transformation is peeking its head below the 0 line. So there is nothing to do here, sir. TT would have got PTP, and TT would have got you into this here. And let's see how far it runs up. That might be a loss. Runs up about 15%. And if we look at volatility over the last few periods, I'm pretty sure that ATR would be quite low actually for that candle. So that would be a winner, I'm sure, in some capacity. If it's not, it was a small loss. And then you're allowed to re-enter on this candle if you are disregarding the initial signal, if you're disregarding the continuation. But then that does run up, and that, of course, is a winner in fantastic capacity. 80% all the way to the upside, and no, absolutely not. No re-entry right now. Could I take a look at BCH BTC? Nothing to do. Coiling around the baseline, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, up, down, up, down, blah, 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 blah. I am long on BCH ABC USDT, have been for quite some time, but there's nothing to do here with the Bitcoin pairing. Maybe tomorrow. Sounds like US customers on Binance will not be able to margin trade. Dark web, here I come. I didn't say that. Angie Stones, PhD, says, I don't hold any pairs, just BTC. Do you all trade pairs? Yes, I trade anything that's on Binance, anything that's on ByBit, anything that's on Deribit, anything that's on BitMEX. Can I open BTC on my chart, and what do my indicators say about it? Now. Went over that for about 20 minutes at the very beginning of the stream, good sir. Any thoughts on Unis? Said Leo. Leo's the only one that I know of. That's the IEO. I don't have any thoughts on them. I'm sorry. Right, Ricky. Yep. When we see backed, we might have a better correlation, because if backed is going to serve as the benchmark for price, then we can actually get a good VIX around the baseline of price. Oh shoot, Da Vinci, man. I'm sorry, man. I got you, brother. ICX, my bad, bro. Let's see here. So PTP is not calling this trade. We are below the daily baseline, and we are below the zero line on TT. The volume is good. WADA is going to be giving you a signal. No, it's not, because if you were using WADA as your primary entry indicator, you have a falling explosion level. This level is not rising. It is leveling out, but as of right now, it's not rising. So there's no indication on any time frame here for ICX. Let's go to the 12-hour. The 12-hour will be giving you a signal on the close of this current candle, so when the daily closes. 8-hour would have given you a signal to go long on the last candle close. 6-hour actually got you into this trade here, and that was actually a loss. 4-hour would have got you into this trade here. Very nice. Very nice, right here. At 7 o'clock in the morning for me. And kept you in this trade, and even would have gotten you back into this trade had you left for some reason at 3 o'clock in the morning. So it was 7 o'clock at night. So, no, it's 7 o'clock in the morning and 3 o'clock in the morning right here. Sorry. So 2 early morning trades for me. A 3-hour chart would have given you the signal to go long here on this candle right here for a continuation, but you're not allowed to take it because we do close below the baseline. Initial signal was here, and that trade was actually a loss on the 3-hour. 1 hour in here, that's a very small loss, and yeah, you're not really able to do anything. Same here. Yeah, ICX has not been kind to you. Here, 15-minute probably gets you a win right here, small win. And then if you're disregarding the baseline continuation rule, then this is actually doing really well, because then you're able to get back in on all these continuations. Take this up to the upside, because this did just have a nice little movement right here. But this isn't something I would trade, brother. Not at this point in time. Jeremy W says, so is Bitcoin going to fall or what? If you want to watch the first 20 minutes of every episode, it is Bitcoin analysis, brother. No. Short answer, no. Well, short answer could. Absolutely, maybe. I don't do price predictions. Live, Love, or Dice, thank you so much for the subscription. And Ahmed Malayemi? Ahmad Malayemi? Thank you so much for the subscription on YouTube. Arctic Gaming 84 over on Twitch says, hey, I just got $70 worth of cryptocurrency due to an airdrop program. Where should I go from here to make more profit? It's nice to have $70 and could cash out, but I want to play with it. Let's see here. Get some Bitcoin, man. And the best advice is to, keep watching the show, man. Keep watching the show. I genuinely think that we provide value that I don't find anywhere else in the space. That's why I started doing this in the first place. Join our Discord. There's some fantastic traders in there, people who are making excellent progress. It's a very active Discord, so hop in there. It's discord.krakencryptocurrency.com. And I'm looking forward to seeing you. Big Man from DA3 says, Justin, if we're 1x long due to being an uptrend, what is the stop loss? Daily line? Right. Yep. If we close below the daily line, we're done. KJK, yes, I did. Thank you, CryptoKitty. Donnie asks, do I think EOS has legs to cross the $10 mark before their big announcement? I am in EOS for the short term because I don't have confidence in block 1. Let's check it out. EOS USD. We're at 808. So I'm already out of my EOS long, my EOS Bitcoin long. Didn't take EOS USDT. But you would have gotten in here at 642. And most likely, I'm sure this is a fantastic winner. You're up 25%. Yeah, take some profit, man. Move your stop loss to break even. Silver Limey 79 asks, when do I think Bitcoin will pull back? It doesn't matter when I think Bitcoin will pull back. Only when it damn well wants to. Fifth Ronin, hey, good to see you, man. I haven't seen you in a while. BNB BTC. It's break time, man. Sorry. We'll look at BNB and I'm going to take a quick break. BNB BTC, nothing to do here, man. Would be signaling a short if there was some volume on yesterday's close. All right, guys. I'm going to take a quick break and grab some water because my throat is really dry. When I come back, I'm going to finish going through the chat and I'm going to finish going through the chat and I'm going to look at any more requests that you guys have. And we're going to talk about some fun stuff, guys. Don't go anywhere. I'll be right back. Sorry, guys. Now the microphone is on. Yep. Sorry about that. Richard says, are all of those things you answered about me chickening out part of the premium course? Because if it is, I am joining full stop. Yes. Yes, it is. Yes, they are. That's module 1 of Pathways to Profit. Ed McCracken, 3 big positions now: IOTA, EOS, and Link. IOTA and EOS look good. Link does not look good. XRP Golden Cross has people going nuts, calling for 5, 10, 50, 200, 1,000 XRP. Yeah, Golden Crosses are terrible, man. Tezos. People keep asking about Tezos, man. For some reason, like some coins are, people just keep asking about them all the time. And one of the secrets to our success is not caring about any coin. We just look at every coin every day, and some coins are going to be good and some coins are going to be bad. And as a coin, maybe it helps that I'm coin agnostic. The only coin I really care about fundamentally is Bitcoin. I'm not nothing. There's literally nothing that I've heard from any other coin that gets me excited. Oh, great! It does this. Cool. Is that more important than a decentralized currency that can free mankind from the shackles of enslavement, of economic enslavement? No? Okay, moving on. So that's where I come from. But yeah, if you just look at all the pairs that you're interested in trading every day, you're going to quickly determine like what's good. What you don't want to do is you don't want to get, like I want to trade BNB or I want to trade this coin. None of that. I'll trade what's good. That's why, one day I'll be trading low sat coins, and one day I'll be trading large cap coins, and one day I'll be trading only BitMEX pairs, and one day I'll only be in Tether. And you get a good idea of the overall market if you just expand your view. But for Tezos, man, Tezos continues to look terrible. Tezos continues to look absolutely awful. Nano going to 0, bro. B-Flow, you're welcome, my mate. Johnny Valentine, what's up, man? Hard week here, but I made it to catch you live today. Evening, morning, gang. Good to see you, brother. Tomislav, do I use fib retracements? No, they are terrible. But Tam, the main man, says mechanical rules-based trading should have your exit and deviation cases already planned. Emotions are removed. Absolutely correct. The Having Show, Meowie, what's going on? Yeah, it was blue before. So most stuff I do daily could be done by a bot. Some of it, yes. Like the daily scan, I'm actually working with somebody to automate that. But there are issues with that. There are issues and benefits to manually trading as opposed to a bot. One is control. The second one is there are multiple elements of discretionary-based rule sets that can be applied to Pathways to Profit, right? So there's base PTP, which still has discretion built into it on certain rules. Like, for example, there's the 24 to 72 bar rule, right? There's the pullback rule, which is the only aspect of PTP that does incorporate some fuzzy logic. There are multiple ways to do that. You can choose how you want to take profits. I find, again, I've never done automated trading. I have lots of friends who do, and none of them have been able to reproduce the results that I have manually trading my system. So one day that will come. There's other actually people that I'm working with on that, mostly based off lower time frame stuff. But I think that there are just so many benefits to manually trading. There are certainly aspects that you could automate, of course, like the daily scan the majority of it could be automated. And it's just coding the right logic in. It's not something that's easily done. Vet and solve. See here. VeChain, nothing to do, man. In fact, this might even be giving you a continuation short, depending on what happens today, because because our primary line and our trigger are pinching. They're pinching. And again, that's not generating a signal, but often does lead to signal generation. I feel like if I tap my screen, the numbers below me will fix because it feels like they're frozen. That's been happening lately. I might stop using Streamlabs and start using Stream Elements. Heard good things about that. Solve BTC. Let's see. Solve BTC is closed above the daily baseline and is currently trading above the daily baseline. So if you again, Solve does not fit into that category of we hold it and we can 1x long or short it because it's not traded on a futures exchange. But there's no signal to go long, sir. There's no volume, and we are below the zero line. Southern New Yorker says, can I explain how I set the daily baseline? It's really simple. This is a 13-period exponential moving average. So it takes about 5 seconds to set. How I came to that level is lots and 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 lots of backtesting. Taurus says, it seems you get in the trades at good times. I just don't know when to exit. I sell too soon. I need to grow a pair. Made 1% on IOTA, was supposed to make 10. So there's lots of elements that go into often exiting a trade is the most difficult part of the trade, right? Once you're actually in and everything else is well, when do I sell? Because that's when your emotions take hold of you. You want to maximize profit, but you also want to reduce losses. So if you don't have a firm plan going in, you're going to get those conflicting emotions and you're probably going to make mistakes. So you want to have a firm, clear idea of exactly how you're going to exit. And guess what we use for that? Time transformation. It is an entry and exit indicator all in one. It is a hybrid. Oh, Crypto Da Vinci says USDT pair. Yeah, ICX USDT pair looks very, very good. Long signal on yesterday's candle. Long signal on yesterday's candle. And up six, that's actually one that we entered, up 6.31% from our entry at 0.39. So ICX USDT looks quite good. If you, again, one of the things that we have to do is if you bought for Bitcoin, you need to determine how much the ZIL or how much the ICX was worth in dollar terms for the sats you paid for them. So I went over how to do that on the stream the other day. And I don't think anybody really liked that section because it's division. But give me a DM after the show, mate, and I'll help you work it out. Gabriel Molina, Loom USDT. Loom USDT looks really, really good on Poloniex. Yeah, I gave you your first signal on this candle right here. And then on the very next candle, ran all the way up about 30%. So would have got you in right here on this close. Very nice trade. And you are allowed to get back in here on this candle right here, and you'd still be in this trade. And then you could actually have gotten back in on this candle too. And you'd already be up 6.43%. So it looks very healthy, man. Very healthy. Let's see here. Let's look at the last signal. Yep, that qualifies. So from the last signal that we got, would have been here. We've hit take profit 1, so you want to take 50% of your profit, move your stop loss to break even, or set a trailing stop. From our second entry here, yeah, we have also hit our first take profit, so same thing. Either case with Loom, you need to be 50% out, stop loss at break even, or have a TSL set. Ankit Danraj, can I explain my 1x long and short strategy? Right. So for anything that I'm holding, right? So I don't sell my Bitcoin that's on leveraged exchanges. So if Bitcoin goes bearish, I don't sell my Bitcoin. I don't move my Bitcoin off of BitMEX and go into USDT or USD. the Bitcoin that I have on Binance does go into a stablecoin, and then I'll move from stablecoin to stablecoin depending on how the stablecoins are moving against each other based upon my daily scan. As far as whether I'm 1x long or 1x short, that is just whether price is above or below the baseline if I'm not in an active position. Michael Weston says, I'm going long on BLT for lunch, shorting PB&J. OEWPS says, Telcoin opinion? No opinion. I've never even heard of it. Jay Fizzle says, don't forget to mention top G.cracking. You know, I was doing that for a long time, and then I kind of fell off of doing it because there's actually another crypto Discord server ranking, but I don't know if there's anything you guys can do. The best that you guys can do to move us up. In fact, that's probably better. I should probably start highlighting that and then asking you guys to join the Discord, because that's actually how we move up in those rankings, is the more people that join the Discord, which is now actually more important to me. But I just haven't figured out how to highlight it on the stream. Thank you, Donnie Don. Highly appreciated, my good friend. Says, I'm short on ELF, to hell with political correctness. What caused Bitcoin SV to go up 60% today? There were more buyers than sellers. There will never be a fundamental event you can point to that makes sense. Thank you, CryptoKitty. You're awesome. Nigo Mihai asks for ADA USDT, and I'm sorry if I slaughtered your name. Oh, sorry, guys. You know what we need to have on is the tune. Josh Ross, thank you so much for the subscription on YouTube, my good friend. ADA USDT. Would have given you an entry on this candle. This isn't a trade we took, but this is valid on the daily scan for the 26th. And you're roughly right around break even right now. Trade looks good, man. There's no entry right now. There's nothing to do right now, but if you're in ADA, hold the trade. Does shorting BSV today look good for you? No. Mr. Ether says, I would invest in you there. I didn't. Oh, have I tried to trade on Genesis Vision? No, so that's GVT. I'm not exactly sure what you're talking about. Can they track traders? The answer is I haven't. I think I know what you're talking about. We've talked about lots of different stuff like that. SWMBTC. Swarm Fund Token. This is a pretty good looking chart. Gave you the long signal on this candle on the 25th of May, and there's no reason to exit this trade. This is a good constructive chart, man. Pierre M.S. Silva says, I'm new here. Can you show around your preferred indicators and strategies? That's all I do all day long, man. Stick around and hang out, brother. All Infinity, Walton Chain. By the way, All Infinity, I checked on your t-shirt and I'm having, we have this problem sometimes when we do ship t-shirts internationally where I can't get any tracking information. And the last 2 times the individual had to go to customs and figure it out because our vendor ships from the United States and ships internationally. I checked, DHL, I checked all the international shippers and I just literally cannot get any information on your tracking. So give me a DM in the Discord and we'll try to figure something out because I can't get that money back either, but I'll do what I can to make it right. Probably just maybe have you buy it and then send you the money. Probably be the best thing to do. Don't pin me down to that. Let me come up with a good solution for you. Just DM me. We'll figure something out. Walton Chain BTC can't do anything. Closing, looking like we're going to close above the daily baseline and the volume is good, but we're not getting a signal to go long. We're below the 0 line, so. Nice Hash Login says, what are the 2 lines at the bottom called? Thought they were daily Stokes. Can't find that on TradingView. We definitely do not use the stochastic around here. You will never hear me say the word Stokes unless it is followed by sucks. This is time transformation. This is my proprietary indicator. Thank you, Ricky. I like the baseline as well. Crypto Tobias says, so you set the EMA to 13 to get a daily baseline. No. A daily baseline is something that you need on your chart to give you an indication of trend. I use an EMA 13 for my daily baseline, but the EMA 13 is not the daily baseline. It is a daily baseline. I recommend you get out there and experiment with other baselines. Carolina Zoo says, what time do you do the broadcast for premium members? I want to see if the time is going to suit me. So I do different sessions with the premium members, generally based upon their tier of subscription. But every Sunday, the main one is every Sunday we usually start around 8:30 p.m. Central Daylight Time, and it can often go till midnight. But I record them, so they're available. They're available in the drive afterwards. Andrew is fly fishing right now and listening to this in the middle of nowhere. I'm juxtaposed. I'm thinking tech is awesome, yet I'm also thinking I fish to get away from it. I like to fish together. Brian Anthony, how much for your time transformation indicator? You get time transformation, Quadrigo, Minx. Now you get all that with any tier of subscription to the premium trading group. We do not currently sell any of our indicators or license our indicators separate from subscription to the premium trading group. And I'd say a big reason for that is a lot of the education that goes into it as well and nuances. What are my thoughts on XLM? Depends on what the chart is. My thoughts are, it doesn't look good. PRMS Silva, thank you so much for the subscription on YouTube. I see you decided to hang around for a little bit. Live Lover Dice says I'm just a Binance shell. Camilo Estradas, I've talked about ZERP a lot. There's no signal. T-Fuel. I know T-Fuel is trash. Doesn't matter. Anything is tradable. So we don't have any data, so we have to go to lower time frames. Go to something where we have a baseline. No trade on the 8. 6 hour actually gave you a signal right here. On the previous candle closed. 4 hour gave you a signal here. That was a loss. Let's see here. 3 hour trade was a loss. Hourly trade was a loss. Yeah, T-Fuel has not been kind to you. You're getting whipsawed. 30-minute gave you a signal right there, and it ran up about 7%. That's a good trade. And then you got a signal here, and price ran up 3%. That's probably a win. 15-minute chart got you in right here, and you caught all this. And then got you back in here, and you caught this. About 2%. Probably a win on the 15-minute chart. See here on the daily. Yeah, nothing to do on the daily. The first where we have a baseline is the 8. So nothing on the 8. Could be generating a decent signal on the 8, but nothing right now. Live Lover Dice says banned from TradingView. Nope, you're just looking at the wrong link. You actually have to capitalize the C and the C. So what you want to do is just go to indicators.krakencryptocurrency.com. Pablo Trader, that is the dumbest thing I've ever heard. Sorry. Bitcoin SV is a Ponzi scheme run by a fraud and a fake and a sham. I don't know how you get banned on TradingView. It's either a copycat account or potentially somebody, I don't know. I'm not exactly sure how that happened. I know that we've had a few issues with that because people go to that link. So it's either like a copycat, like somebody deliberately made an account just to keep people away from mine. But you can go to my TradingView. I'm on it right now. So if you just open up your browser and type in indicators.krakencryptocurrency.com, boom. This is my TradingView. 1319 reputation. Get all my ideas. I don't post on here as much as I should, but it is what it is. I actually post on here every single day, but they're private ideas for the premium subscribers. Yeah, there it is, Scott. Thank you, mate. Tic Tac Crypto. Hope you are well too, man. Justin, didn't know you were an OG. And bet he sent an army of shills, man. I prefer mass reduction to time transformation. But hey, that's just preference. I've had very little faith in the legal system for a long time, so it doesn't really matter if Craig Wright can prove he's Satoshi in a court of law. Unless he can prove that he is on the blockchain, actual and physical reality, then it doesn't matter, dude. Is IOTA a good trade now after such gains? Of course, you can always go down to lower time frames and look for a fresh PTP signal. But on the daily, which is what we trade, then no. Yeah, Vitam, you go ahead, man. Adam Peabody says, how long have we had our premium group? Kraken Cryptocurrency has been around since September of 2017. Let me pull open the chat. I got him, Donnie Don. What's my take on the local high of this rally? It's the local high. Doesn't really factor in anything that we do. How high do you think this can go? And are you also expecting that 30, 40% pullback like everyone on crypto Twitter? I mean, a pullback would not terribly surprise me. As I've said for quite a while, if we go to the Bitstamp chart and we look at the weekly, I mean, this whole time I said, nope, this is a bull rally, not a bull market, which was true. But let's look at something that happened that's only happened one other time, and that I used to look at in equity, that I used to look at in Forex. Not in Forex, sorry, just equity. And that's the weekly 1355 moving average crossover. That's a crossover that actually matters. Golden crosses and death crosses suck. Statistically, if you short every single or sell every single golden cross and buy every single death cross, you'll actually do quite well. But anyways, we did get that weekly 1355 moving average crossover confirmed on this candle right here. That was 2 weeks ago. And I've said ever since then, we are in a bull market. But what happened last time we had that moving average crossover is price did pull back to test the weekly baseline. So again, that would not surprise me. That's 27. If we fell down to the secondary, that'd be a 27 to 33% drop. But is that anything that I'm trading? Nope. I trade the daily. It's fun to talk about the weekly. It's fun to talk about the monthly, but they don't have anything to do with trading. Richard, all I can offer you is my experience, my advice, the course I've created, my team of analysts, my signals. I can't guarantee that you will be able to fix the holes in your trading skills. That all depends on how much effort you're going to put into the system, how much effort you're going to put into the course, and just how much time you're willing to dedicate to it. But we have a free and public Discord. And this is, like I said, we get dumb people in here all the time. That again have 2 ears and 1 mouth and 2 hands, when really they should only probably be typing with 1. I realize that analogy is not fantastic now moving forward, but anyways, they come in here and they try their little dumb little nitpicky stuff, and none of it's valid because none of them have any leg to stand on because they've never been in our group, been in our Discord, talked to me, and they don't really know anything about what they're talking about anyways, and they're probably so full of bitterness and hatred that all they can do with their time is come in here and hate on somebody who actually is successful and actually does make a living off of trading, which is probably something that those haters only wish they could do. And I've noticed that just about every single hater that I've had, and it just kind of comes to the territory, I guess, they're really good at like being absolutely wrong about what they say. That's probably why they're such bad traders. But it has nothing to do with I'm not referencing you in that, Richard, whatsoever. I was talking about that other dude. But my point is, you know, I'm not exactly, I don't make promises that if you take my course, you're going to do amazing. But we have a free and public Discord. And what I will say from the DMs and from the interactions that I have with my students and with the people in our group right now, and pretty much since we've started our group, is overwhelmingly positive. Ask them. It's not like I'm hiding them. It's not like, oh, there's this secret group of people over here. No, they're in our Discord. They're clearly labeled premium members. Send them a DM. EYOR. But I got you, Richard. Pretty branching question, but I like your outlooks. What is your opinion on borrowing money for investments / educational investments? I think that so what I do with Pathways to Profit and what we do with our course is job training. Okay. I'm a professional trader. I teach other people how to become professional traders, or at least how to make a go of trading recreational. If you went to school to learn any job, it's a profession. Like what I do is a job. I treat it like it is my job. My livelihood depends on it. My children depend on me making money from the market. As such, you have to invest the time necessary to learn a new job skill. If you go to college to learn a job skill, you're going to borrow money from a bank. So I'm not talking about Pathways to Profit, but definitely invest in yourself. If you want to improve your station in life, whether you're going to go to college, what is going to college? That's going to be always borrowing money to improve your education, to improve your lot in life. Do I think you should borrow money to make investments? Not if you are not a consistently profitable trader. If you have not traded for a year and started with a higher equity curve than you began, then you should not be borrowing money to invest. But if you are a consistently profitable trader and you can prove that on paper with your account statement, then yes. In fact, that's what Pathways to Profit leads into, is how to actually become a professional trader. Crypto Da Vinci, thank you so much for the 40, my good man. Can I check Nano at current price? BTC pair? Got you, man. Love you too, brother. No signal yet, man. Below the daily baseline, so this is in clear reversal territory. But doing good, man. Nano is pamping. Hasn't given you a 12-hour signal yet. It did give you an 8-hour signal on this candle close. So here in at the close of this evening's candle. 6-hour gave you a signal to go long on the last 6-hour candle, so doing well. Nothing on the 4. The 3 would have got you in here as well. Hourly would have got you in here for a continuation trade, potentially. This looks good on the lower time frames. It's not a good positional trade on the daily. Let's see if we can get up here to the daily baseline, my good friend. This is pretty good, price action wise. We've got our breaker right here. We've got our block, and it's closed above with convincing resistance. Pulls back to the baseline, breaks again, pulls back, tests, and kicks off. This isn't something I would enter, but I would let this run a little bit if you're on the LTFs with this. Can you elaborate on the meaning of being physically on the blockchain, please? Okay. So what I mean is the dude cannot prove that he has access to Satoshi's coins, right? He has some whack-noodle story about giving them some trust, but he can't reveal who actually owns the trust. All he has to do is literally just send one coin that will be on a blockchain that can be physically verified by pulling it up on a computer, okay? So he can actually impact the blockchain and prove irrevocably beyond a shadow of a doubt that he actually has the private keys or access to Satoshi's wallet or Satoshi's original coins. He cannot, will not, and will never do that. Okay? Because he's a fake. Death Cross sounds like a metal band from Missouri. Hell yeah. Andrew Munn says, dude, I just got excited when you said Forex, then you recanted. Middle fingers. No, I was just, I have nothing against Forex trading. I used to trade Forex, and I enjoy Forex markets. They've dried up of liquidity over the last 6 months, but, and PTP is absolutely applicable to Forex. I believe I was just talking about one particular aspect, and that is that weekly 13 to 55 exponential moving average crossover. I don't really look for that. I don't really look at the weekly chart on Forex. Oh, thank you, Scott. Appreciate that, man. Stop hiding, Justin. We will find your secrets. There's no way you actually... Thank you, Richard. I'm looking forward to seeing you, brother. Damn, Midwest, you balling like that? Love you, brother. I gotta read that. He says the group is Midwest Attempt says the group is amazing. By the way, I've only been in there 5 days and up 79.25% on my capital traded. That's awesome, man. That is what I like to hear, brother. What do I think about Neo or Neo Gas? Neo mainnet upgrade on June 3rd. The first half of that sentence is in my wheelhouse. You know, it just depends on the chart, man. As far as like any fundamental events, doesn't matter. Neo's doing well on Neo Bitcoin is doing well on the daily. No signal yet on the daily. Let's actually get rid of our secondary baseline because we're not there yet for our live streams. Nothing I'd enter. I mean, look how far we are away from the daily baseline. 10%. So congratulations to everybody who caught that. Let's see if we could have gotten into this at some point. Not on the 12. We would have caught this on the 8. 8 gave us a signal to go right here. We would have caught all this. 6 gave you a signal to go long here. Actually had you exit here at a slight loss, and then you could have gotten back in here. You would have caught it on the 6. Excuse me. On the 4. Could have gone long here for a small loss, and then you're out. Unless you're ignoring the continuation rule. Same on the 3. Yeah. Gas. I would like to take gas, but I'd have to ignore the continuation rule. Gas gave us a signal on this candle, and we would have caught this 19.21% pump. And that's about it. Nothing fresh now. We need a full reset. Can I look at CND on Binance? Like, here's the thing, man. Let me touch on that Craig Wright thing just a little more. It's really indicative. Yeah, that has to be broken. It's really indicative of something that I talk about a lot, and this is just overall education. And when you can tell that something is blatantly like fraudulent. By the way, Mark Van Erden, hopefully I pronounced that right. I'm sorry if I didn't. Thank you so much for the subscription on YouTube. It's because for the entire time that I've been involved in cryptocurrency, it has been a well-known fact that Craig Wright is a fraud. And then all of a sudden, like over the last couple of months, like these fucking nobodies have come out of nowhere. Like, Craig Wright is the fucking real Satoshi, like just completely out of nowhere. You're either not real people or you're paid, okay? Because you did not come naturally from the cryptocurrency community. You know, when you know, back in August when everything split, I mean, everything just went to shit. The real, it's a tragedy, man. It's a tragedy. Like, you know, people have just absolutely lost your goddamn minds. Did I look at CND BTC? Syndicator. There's no volume to take this trade. We'll see how the daily close. Oh, sorry. Let's go to the daily. Yeah, no, nothing to do on Syndicator. My bad. Nothing to do on Syndicator right now. Yeah, Midwest. I meant to get to that last night. I ended up falling asleep after we talked. I'm going to take a look at it today. Thank you, Adrian. Appreciate that, man. David Myslinger coming with the $2 says Craig Wright is Natoshi Sakamoto. Thank you, brother. Live, love, or dice. You can go see all my results at currentresults.crackingcryptocurrency.com. Yeah, we do like drama. You're right, man. His mother called him out as a liar a few weeks ago. Nick Welsh, thanks for the follow over there on DLive and for the ice cream, man. Thank you so much, brother. Steven says he can visit me in the ring if he'd like to discuss this further. Who? Hulk up. Where do I post Sunday night recordings for premium members? In the premium content drive. So anybody that has access to the Pathways to Profit course has access to all the recordings as well. Golden State or Toronto? Not betting, but rooting for. Toronto. Sorry. Thoughts on Bitcoin origin stories of Phil Scronty Wilson? That's the first I've ever heard of it, man. How about T-Fuel? We looked at T-Fuel, Isaac. I don't remember what I thought at the time. Look. Oh, yeah, this is... yeah, you have to go down to lower time frames to get a signal on this. Nothing on the 8, but the 6 and the 4 were giving you a signal. No, the 3 and the 4 got you stopped, but you are going to get a 6-hour signal. You got a 6-hour signal right here. Yep, that was it. 6 times 4, 24. I was up till 2 and now I'm hitting the wall. Justin, can you play some tunes and wake me up? I got tunes on, man. Turn it up just a little bit for you, bro. ONT or Theta? Sure, man. ONT might be good tomorrow. There's nothing to do right now. Closing above the daily baseline, but time transformation's lagging behind. And it's good that it does, because it gets us in at the right time, not the wrong time. I bet some Bitcoin on Golden State. It's been a long time since I've gambled, guys. Same with Theta, man. Tomorrow might be good, but... Oh, you guys can't hear the tunes? I've had tunes on. I've had tunes on for like an hour. Can't believe you guys haven't heard them. Yeah, everybody knows Al Gore created Bitcoin, man. Adri Mass says, do I have thoughts on POA? No bueno. No bueno. We got a signal. No, all right, go back. Yeah, we never would have taken this trade. This is this is beyond the 3 candle rule. So unless you're ignoring, depends on how you're using TT. If you're ignoring the baseline rule, then you could have entered here and caught a 40% move right here, but nothing to do right now, man. Play some Slayer or Deftones. It's called copyright strikes, bro. BSV. USD is what I want to look at. Interestingly enough, BSV would have given us the signal to go long on this candle right here. And were I trading on BitMEX, I would have taken that trade. And I'd be up 70% right now. Signal right here. Who cares about the drawdown? Get in at the right time. And go. Nothing to do right now. BSV Bitcoin got the signal on this candle right here. And kept us in and up. Good stuff. Yeah, Bitcoin, Brandon, I feel exactly the same way. Whoever Nakamoto is doesn't really matter. I never met Edison, but he changed my life. You're goddamn right. Rudy LaPlane, very good, concise statement right there. I agree with that. What's my view on the Dow? I went over the NQ, the SPY, and the Dow earlier. They're all shorts, man. Not today, but we're all short on them. David Gelfand, Amazon patenting Merkle trees. I would like to see that. I wasn't aware of that. Moet Carter, thank you so much for the subscription on YouTube, guys. And you know what time it is, guys. It is now 2 o'clock p.m. my time. Time to get cracking. On over here. Ed McCracken, thank you so much for the $5 donation. My good friend says, having a good week trading. Thanks for all your help. Keep up the great work. No, thank you, man. Highly appreciate it, brother. You're one of the good ones, my good friend. Let's head on over here, guys. All right, so thank you so much, guys, for joining me for another exciting episode of Breaking Bitcoin Market Update. It's been awesome spending some time with you guys. Great questions. I hope you guys go on to have a great trading day and the end of the trading week. Make sure that you trade safely and make sure that you are executing the correct strategy. All right, execute the strategy that we're working very hard to build. I know a lot of you guys are really intelligent and deducing a lot just from these 2 hours a day that I'm here every single day. And for those of you who are in the course and in the group, guys, continue to crush it. Looking forward to everything that we're doing together and moving forward. If you guys have any questions, comments, concerns, sarcastic remarks, and or death threats, make sure to leave them in the comment section down below. If it is a death threat, please include your personal mailing address so that we can have a personal chat about the death threat. Make sure you guys are trading safely. And until tomorrow, I'll catch you in a minute.